To achieve the body of your dreams, you need to optimize your sleep, diet, and exercise. So in this video, I'm going to give you a blueprint of specifically the things you need to do to achieve the body of your dreams. So starting off with sleep, we need to sleep at least 7 to 9 hours. Why is sleep important? Sleep is going to improve our mood, improve our energy levels, and increase fat loss. When we don't sleep enough, our body is prone to storing more fat and also more prone to getting injured. Sleeping well is not only going to allow us to perform better and execute our exercise and workouts better, but it's also going to allow our body to recover. It's the period where we allow our body to rest and repair. Good sleep allows our body to repair and recover and release all the hormones that rebuild our cells. So how can we optimize our sleep? Firstly, we need our room to be cool and dark so our body knows it's time to go to sleep. The space that you sleep in should be clean and only used for sleep. Try to avoid things like eating or going on your laptop or phone when you're in bed. We'll get more into diet later, but you can also take supplements like magnesium to improve your sleep. It's no secret that blue light disturbs our sleep and keeps us awake, so we should aim to remove blue light and stop looking at screens between 30 minutes and an hour before sleep. And lastly, we should form a nighttime routine so our body gets into the habit of knowing when it's time to sleep. Next, moving on to diet, we need to focus on eating healthy, whole foods. We need to avoid sugary foods and processed foods. Make sure you understand your goals. Are you bulking or cutting? Are you trying to lose weight or put on weight? This is going to dictate whether you're eating in a calorie surplus or eating in a calorie deficit. And with this, the deficit or surplus shouldn't be more than 500 calories. Anything more and you're going to be putting on excessive fat mass, or you're going to be severely underfeeding yourself and you'll lose weight too quickly. Also remember to make it enjoyable. You don't have to eat chicken and broccoli for breakfast, lunch and dinner. You can add variety and eat things that you like. Also remember to make it realistic. You can lose about 1 to 2 pounds per week. So with that, make sure your goal that you're trying to achieve is realistic and you can reach it in a certain time frame. Meal prepping is a good idea simply because it makes life easier and you know what you're going to eat, maybe for the next couple of days or for the week. You can pre-plan what you're going to eat so you know the macronutrients of what you're eating. You don't have to guess every single day and make something different and not know the macronutrients that you're having. It takes out the guesswork and it's a lot less mental stress. Most importantly with diet, you just need to make sure that it's balanced. You're eating the whole, healthy foods and avoiding the junk food, the fried food, the processed foods, the fizzy drinks. None of this is going to be good for you. And we also need to make sure we're getting enough protein, especially if we train and want to attain a certain body. We need to make sure we're eating our protein at least between 1.5 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight every single day. Moving on to the most important aspect next, exercise. Training is your engine. If your body is a car, it's not going to move without it. It's important we establish a couple things. Firstly, your goal. What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to achieve something in aesthetics? Are you trying to become more athletic? Are you trying to improve your cardio? Are you trying to improve your strength? You have to establish your goal to yourself so you can make a plan to work towards the goal. Establishing your goal, you might ask yourself questions like, what type of body do I want? Do I want an athletic body? Do I want to look bulky? This is going to bias your training. This is going to affect whether you do more things like strength training and heavy lifting, or whether you do things like athletic movements and more cardio. You also have to ask yourself, what are you capable of? What's available to you? How often are you able to work out? What times are you able to work out? Where are you able to work out? Maybe you don't have access to a gym. You only have access to a park. Maybe you don't have all the time in the world to work out. Maybe you can only work out 3 days a week. Maybe you can only work out on the weekends. This is going to affect how you formulate your training plan. With all training, you should have a combination of cardio and resistance training. Especially if you're trying to achieve the body of your dreams, you need a combination of both. The level you do these at is going to depend on your goals. If you want to look a bit more bulky, then you're going to be doing less cardio. Then we have to focus on planning our workouts. That's why it's important to ask the questions before, like where can we train and how often can we train? Can we only train at home? Can we train at a gym? Can we train 3 days a week? Can we train 4 days a week? So in training, we have training splits. If you're training 4 days a week, it's good to do upper lower. If you have 6 days, you can do push-pull legs. If you have 3 days, you can do full body training. I've got an example for you. Let's say you can only train 4 days a week, and 4 days is definitely enough to achieve the body of your dreams. So you're going to be doing an upper and lower split. First day you're doing upper, the next day you're doing lower. The next day you're doing upper, and then the final day you're doing lower. So with the upper day, we can split it into push and pull movements. So to achieve the body of your dreams, it's more ideal to focus on compound movements and add 1 or 2 isolations. This is so everything grows synergistically and nothing lags behind. If you already have some experience, then you can select the exercises that you enjoy more because you're more likely to repeat them over and over again. And that's an important part of training. We need to consistently work on these exercises because a lot of these exercises are a skill. And as we become more proficient in these skills, we'll be able to perform them better. we'll be able to lift more weight, and we'll be able to change our body in the way that we want to. One important rule that we need to follow is progressive overload. Without progressive overload, we're not going to go anywhere. We can have the perfect exercises and everything set for us, but if we're not progressing ourselves from session to session, from week to week, then we're not going to go anywhere. Constantly doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, is insanity. So please remember to track what you're doing and progressively overload. Constantly get better. That's how we're going to improve ourselves and achieve the body of our dreams. Next, we need to make sure we have a set rest time. If we're doing more strength training, we're going to have a longer rest so we can recover and perform the movement well. It's going to be around 2 to 3 minutes. But if we're focusing on size, the rest is going to be a bit lower. It's going to be around 45 seconds to a minute and a half. Anything longer is allowing us to recover too much, and we're not going to reach muscle fatigue as quickly as we should, or even at all. If we're trying to gain muscle, then training to failure is an important part of that. So we can't give ourselves too much time so the movement feels too comfortable. Also, having a set rest time allows us to properly track our progress from week to week because there's consistency. Now I have an example workout for you. We've got 7 exercises. We're going to do 3 sets of each between 8 to 12 reps. We're going to do them at 60 to 70% of our 1 rep max, which you can calculate with an online calculator, or you can estimate it yourself. We have barbell bench press, followed by barbell bent over row, followed by dumbbell tricep extensions, followed by pull-ups. This is then followed by dumbbell chest flies, and lastly we have seated cable rows. So here we have a good mixture of push and pull movements. Some are isolation movements, the majority of them are compound movements. We've got a good combination of push and pull movements, focusing on different areas of the body, so we're making sure we're building a balanced physique. So the next day we have a lower body workout. This would start with a barbell back squat, then followed by a barbell RDL. This would then be followed by a leg press and hamstring curls, and then finish off with leg extensions and hip thrusts. This workout would still follow the same principles as the first workout in terms of volume, the sets, the reps, the intensity, and the rest time. Again, we've got a good combination of some isolation movements and the majority compound movements. We're focusing on the posterior chain, the back side, and the anterior chain, the front side. Again, making sure that we're achieving a balanced physique. Then the next upper body day and lower body day would be similar. You can change up some exercises or keep it the exact same. But the most important thing is always the principles. Again, we need to focus on progressive overload. This is how we're going to get better from workout to workout and get closer to the body of our dreams. We need to make sure that we're tracking the volume and the weights that we do for each exercise so we can plan progression. Lastly, it's important to rest. Not sleep, but active rest. You should deload when you feel fatigued, so you allow your body to recover and come back stronger. You usually do this for a week after 3 to 4 weeks of training. You've been applying a lot of stress to your body, so you need to give it time to recover and adapt. But that's more or less the blueprint, guys. If you have a question, leave it in the comments down below. I hope you found this video useful. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.